560theanswer.com.
Listen to podcasts of Joe Walsh and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Tomorrow night at the Heartland Institute, our friends at the Heartland Institute there in Arlington Heights, they're doing an advanced screening of No Safe Spaces, which stars comedian Adam Carolla and our friend and colleague, Dennis Prager, which you hear right here on these airwaves. No Safe Spaces, Mark Joseph is the filmmaker, and the film, which is a tribute and contribution to the conversation about free speech on campus and throughout the country, features a number of notable names and free minds and free markets advocates, including Tim Allen. It also features some that perhaps aren't, like Van Jones and Cornell West. I don't know. We'll find out. But Alan Dershowitz, Cheryl Atkinson, Brian Callen, Tim Allen. I mentioned Tim Allen, and more. For more on this topic and this film, we're pleased to be joined by the aforesaid filmmaker, Mark Joseph. Mark, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. So give us sort of the thesis of the film and how you went about making it.
Well, when we started this process out, we thought we were making a film about college campuses and free speech. We quickly realized it was a much, much bigger story. That was just the entry point into a much larger story of what's happening in society at large. And it's happened so quickly. And part of it, of course, is social media, right? The college campus ethos has now gone into social media. And what we discovered was large, not quite majorities, but large numbers of young people, millennials, according to polling data, actually say they don't believe that you should be able to say something that makes somebody else feel uncomfortable.
Oh, God.
And that's a pretty frightening thought when you think about our country and how we were founded. And I'm not talking about, yelling fire in a crowded movie theater or saying things that hurt somebody in terms of physical violence. We're talking about ideas here. And when we realized this, our initial tagline was, "What happens on campus doesn't stay on campus." But we really updated that. The new tagline is, "You have the right to remain silent," because that's what we're talking about here. And if we don't deal with this now, we're going to have grave issues down the road.
So how did you team up and think Adam Carolla and Dennis Prager? How did that come to fruition?
Well, it was funny. We've been talking to Tim Allen early on about doing this film and this idea, and we decided to do a more of a narrative film with him. But Adam and Dennis were, especially Adam was an old friend, and they really enjoy working together. They wanted to do something together. And so we thought also the importance of having a kind of a bipartisan crew. I would say that Adam is just not really a political person. He's not really right, left, center, whatever. He's just a very practical person. And Dennis, of course, where Dennis is coming from. And so we just thought it'd be important to show this is not really right versus left. It's really up versus down, and what's right versus what's not right. And as you were talking about earlier, we have a pretty diverse crew in this film. We have Ben Shapiro, and we follow Ann Coulter up to Berkeley, and Jordan Peterson and others. But we also have Alan Dershowitz and Van Jones, and some folks that you would think, if you're on the conservative side, they're not with us on this, but they really are. They really are old school liberals who believe in free speech. And one thing that is talked about in the film quite a bit by Dennis is the distinction he makes between liberals and leftists. Mm-hmm. And he believes that liberals, traditional old school liberals, do believe in free speech and dialogue. Leftists, he believes, don't. They want to just shut you up.
And so, how does the film proceed as you're including all of these various opinions and perspectives on with respect to what's happening on college campuses and in American society in general? Does it go from the college campus to the corporate boardroom to the K through 12 institution, or how does it proceed?
Yes, it does. We move quickly into society at large. So we begin on the college campus, and there are some very poignant scenes there. A student at UC Berkeley who votes the wrong way and is basically, everything but lynched in terms of her they call a hearing, and they spend hours attacking her and demanding she resign, and she just refuses. She's a principled young lady, so we have that story in there. We also follow the story of the two professors up in the Washington area who basically lose their jobs over a refusal to go along with something, as well as, of course, the Yale professors, if you remember, who lost their jobs as well because of their believing students were mature enough to decide their own Halloween costumes.
Oh my God!
So it is.
Yeah.
I have had people who've watched it say it's a horror movie, but it's not. There is hope at the end. We talk about cases that were won by students who wanted to have different points of view on campus. And it's a lot of fun, actually. We've got animation, we have recreations. By the way, if you're a Dennis Prager fan, you'll get to see young Dennis Prager, because we hired a young actor to play 21-year-old Dennis Prager, who goes to the Soviet Union.
Really? Sure. Yeah. Well, that's right. I think he talked about that. Like he was part of a delegation. I believe right as a student. I think he talked about that at our cigar night a couple of weeks ago. But so who's the young actor who plays the young Dennis Prager? I mean, you had to get I assume it's got to be some heartthrob.
Well, that's right. Well, we were just looking for somebody with the same outfit that hasn't changed in 50 years, basically.
Oh, okay.
The pants are a little bit too high, right? A little bit too high off the ground. Got those shoes. He's got a great hairstyle that's not gray, of course. But the fun thing was we hired an actor to play young Adam Carolla, a 12-year-old boy, and then the 21-year-old to play Dennis. Here is the odd thing. The 21-year-old playing Dennis, his mother is a huge fan of Dennis Prager. The 12-year-old's mother was a huge fan of Adam Carolla, completely randomly. And so the moms had a great time visiting on the set, and we just had a fun time shooting those scenes.
Now, is this going to move to mainstream theaters, and when will that happen?
Yes. Yeah, we'll be out in the fall. Looks like September 6th will be in theaters, but we just wanted to give you all in Chicago a sneak peek tomorrow night. And Chicago's my dad's hometown, so I feel like it's my second hometown, and looking forward to being with you all.
Zac Efron, that's who I was thinking.
Oh, that's right.
Should play a young Dennis Prager. Yeah, fresh off his role as Ted Bundy. Yeah.
Well, Zac's a little too short. Dennis is a very tall guy. He's like 6'4".
No, I said he's the tallest Jew in the Western Hemisphere. I believe.
Right.
He holds that record. I'm pretty sure.
He is. Yeah, and for all of you, for all the fans who do like Dennis on the show, I have to tell you on this on your network, Dennis is in person even nicer than he appears to be in public. He is I've worked with him now for 2.5 years, and he's just very gracious and never has a crossword for anybody. Very encouraging. He's just a terrific guy.
Yeah, he is. We've had him out a couple of times for cigar nights, as I was mentioning, and people here love him and get the chance to interact with him because he is all those things that you said and more. The advanced screening of No Safe Spaces, that is tomorrow night. Our friends at the Heartland Institute are hosting it. That's in Arlington Heights. Go to heartland.org for ticket information and all that business, the details. 5:30 tomorrow night, Heartland Institute, Arlington Heights. Advanced screening of No Safe Spaces starring Adam Carolla, Dennis Prager, and many, many more. Mark Joseph, the filmmaker and the founder CEO of MJM Entertainment Group, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow.
And I will be there to see you all. I'll be on a plane tomorrow morning, so see you all tomorrow night.
There you go. For questions from Mark, he'll be there to answer them. Thanks so much, Mark. Good luck with the film.
Thanks.
It sounds like a good event. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's what Chicago is talking about. It's Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy.